Hello and welcome. I wanted to make a quick video regarding applying for a holiday letting license, which can get slightly complicated. At least in the Canary Islands, it can get complex, and hopefully, to the best of my ability, clarify any doubts that you may have when you can and when you cannot apply for one. My name's Olivier Roper, and I've been doing property conveyancing for over a decade and a half, and I've handled hundreds of transactions for my clients. I wanted to start off differentiating between a VV license, which is a vivienda vacacional in Spanish, and a tourist license. The VV license was intended for standalone apartments or properties that belong to a group of apartments or properties also. And then you have a tourist license, which is solely designed for complex. And that is the key word, complexes. It's a group of apartments, but it's classified as a complex. Therefore, you cannot have a VV license, or you will not be granted a VV license in a touristic complex. Now, you might see VV licenses in a complex. However, they've been granted because when you apply for one, you just submit a declaration that you are responsible of knowing the law, and you declare that you do have everything in order to receive one. So the government will grant you a registered license. However, if you do get inspected, you will be sanctioned. The reason being is these licenses, tourist license, designed for a complex, were intended to be handled by one company. So they are buildings that were designed from the start. They were built for the sole purpose of holiday lets. And you need one company to handle all the rentals. It can be a third-party company that is dedicated to the management of all the rentals, or it can be the community of owners that get together and they apply for a tourist license, and all the rentals are handled through the community of owners and not each property owner individually. Now, it all comes down to whether you can get granted a holiday letting license, like a VV license or tourist license, depending on the usage of the land, which is classified by the plannings of the municipal town hall. This classification takes precedence over the classification that is stated in the cadastre. Now, you've got several usages, but when it comes to holiday letting, there's two main usages. So you have residential and touristic. In both cases, when they are independent or standalone apartments or properties that are in a group but are not considered a complex, you can get granted, and you will get granted, a VV license. Now, on a touristic complex where it's got a tourist license and it's considered a complex, this will be the usage of the land will be classified as touristic, and residential usage, it will state that it's prohibited. Now, there's a case where, for example, this is a real example. I've got a client that's interested in a complex, buying an apartment in a complex, but the complex, the company that used to run all the rentals and handle all the rentals, deregistered his license, tourist license. Therefore, right now, this apartment is slightly in limbo land because you cannot reside in it because the usage states that it's a prohibited usage. You cannot live in the apartment, but at the same time, you can't rent it out because it hasn't got a tourist license, and there's no company or the community of owners haven't got together and they haven't applied for a tourist license. Therefore, you can't rent it out and you can't live in it. And then it might beg the question, so does the property have to be empty? And the answer is yes. Now, it goes completely opposite of the housing crisis or the solution potentially for housing crisis, because this is just incentivizing properties being empty, which is a complete opposite of what the government wants. Now, there's only in reality two solutions to this, which is the community of owners either appoint a third party company or them themselves apply to register for a new license, tourist license, or and they have to handle all the rentals under one umbrella, as to say, or they deregister the license in the town hall as well, because you have to deregister it in the Cabildo, which is like the town hall that each island has, and in the municipal town hall. And also, once it's deregistered, then they can ask to change the usage of the land. However, this can take a very long time and it's a very complex process. Therefore, it's virtually, I think the best option in those cases would be to apply for a new license. However, unfortunately, because these type of buildings, complexes, were built solely for holiday lets, you cannot live in it either. You can only use it temporarily, but you can't reside in it. You can only use it, short stays, and then rent it out as a holiday let. So I hope this clarifies any doubts that you may have. If you do have any other questions, please get in contact or just comment, and we'll be happy to answer.